Good morning, dogs. It's a windy one this morning. That should mean that soybeans are gonna go early because the dew doesn't stick to them in the mornings. The grass is dry, so I'm gonna guess we could combine anytime. But first we got two semis that are full here. One truck dumping, the other one warming up, and we got our third one here. I'll check the oil on, fire this up. Jim's gonna come out and run truck for us today. She full. The morning tire check has me questioning one tire. So I'm gonna go with the better safe than sorry rule and double check things. Because getting a flat tire on a semi just isn't cool. Oh. She's down to 50 pounds and we want it at 100, 110. Isn't semi tire work exhausting, Anna? It just never ends. The trucks are ready and empty. Onyx and I are gonna head down to the field and get started on the heads. There's a couple sickle sections to replace. We'll dump the cart. So this truck will be full right away when Jim gets down there. Always check the oil every morning. Oil's good, and we already got Dad and Jim down here, so everything's moving quick. I looked these over last night on mine. I don't have any broken sections on mine, but there are a few that are starting to get just dull. Back at it. Every time I clean these windows, they just get dirty again. Beans are pretty poor over on this end of the field. It's a really dry area, and even with all the rains we got this year, it's like the rains just kind of shut off mid-August and the beans didn't get a chance to really finish out the way they should have, and they were too wet for most of the year. They got in late. They're almost average. Now some people will call that complaining. I call it updating, because some people who watch this want to know, how is the crop doing? So far, disappointing because we are a little below average, but you know, not terrible, and it's kind of what we expected, to be honest with you. And check that out. Things have dried up just a little bit, and man, does the tank sample look a heck of a lot better than it was looking. So that's definitely a plus. So the tank sample's nice and clean, and the ground is clean, so everything's going really well in these drier beans now. Time to cover some acres. Plenty dusty out there. That's better than mud. I'll take that. Getting down towards the end of this field, just a couple rounds left here. You can actually see this is the side that I've been harvesting. This is the side Dad's been harvesting. So we've been working our way towards each other, and we've got the data sharing between the two screens. So we're all on a work plan. The combines know the same field, and they're actually sharing the information through the cloud. Pretty cool, pretty handy, and we can share the same auto steer lines as well. We have different width headers. I've got a 45-foot wide header, he's got a 40, and so we're not running the same auto steer line, but we could run our auto path line. We can set up the boundaries and run the exact path that the planter ran by running the row line, I believe it's called, if we wanted to run straight with the rows. We're not doing that right now in this field, but it's a pretty easy option on there. You just go over to your auto track and change the line. Of course, if we had the same size headers, we could be using that same auto path line, and there's no way we'd end up with the rows of shame when we come together in the field. We'll find out real soon here how much of a row of shame we ended up with because we're not running the same headers. Or if we follow the planter rows with a 40-foot, then that math would work out too. But we're not, because we're driving at an angle. So computer's capable of it. It's the idiots. It's me. It's me. Well, that's about as close to 45 feet wide as you can get. No row of shame. And it's right on the edge. That was luck, pure luck. I'll have to remember that next time when I end up taking about 1 foot worth of soybeans all the way from one end of the field to the other. Well, that's the perfect job if you want to make sure you're itchy and your eyes burn for the rest of the day. One header hooked up, header 2 about to be hooked up. Well, that job doesn't get any less dusty with a 40-mile-an-hour wind out there. It's a good way to make sure your eyes itch and burn for the rest of the day. And I didn't record any of that because it's not that fun. 5 to 7, you can make a loop here and take off first since you're going to the yard. And then Dad's gonna come behind you, I'll be behind him, Onyx, you'll be in the back. I'm not sure if the camera picks up how miserable it is out there with the dust and the wind. Just trust me, it's miserable. That's correct. "20 feet, 10 feet, 5 feet, 3, 2, 1, hope." Well, they'll pull the cart trailer together. I'll hook everything up here. And then we'll get going on one of our home quarters. Well, I'm hoping we got a little bit better beans in this area. They're a little bit better on the ends so far. These are a variety that have been really good for us. And they're looking good right now, so we'll know a little bit more in a little while here. The corners where it's wet are not great, but these are going to be better beans.
Okay, I was thinking the crops look better here all year than they did down there. We got more ground out spots, and I think we've got newer, better tile here too. I think that helps.
A little easier to see over the feeder house now after you knock all that chaff off. So my tank is incredibly clean here, but these are much better beans with a lot more material. So I just got to make sure the ground is clean also. Farming. Fun fact, this is our original home quarter. So when my ancestors came from Sweden in 1868, they settled on that hill right over yonder, right over there. So when I was a kid, there was still a foundation over there. Dad tore down the trees in the foundation when I was in junior high, about 20, well, I don't need to tell you how long ago that was. It's none of your business, okay? Not that long ago. And in 1906, my ancestors, my great-great-great-grandparents, maybe 4 greats, built over there where we are today, about 3/4 of a mile to the northwest. Just some fun facts about the Millennial Farmer that you may or may not have known. Look at that, meal delivery. Barbecue pulled pork. Thanks, editor. Nighttime is a much more quiet time. Kind of relaxing. On days when things go pretty well, I really just can't show you guys a whole lot more. When my day is boring, that's a good day. Makes less enjoyable content for you guys though. You'd probably prefer to see Jim get stuck in the mud or a tornado take a shed down. That's not happening today, sorry. Maybe another day. I'm not that sorry, actually. I'm not that sorry at all. Dad was just calling, wondering how many acres we have left in this field. So according to my Ops Center app, we have 22.72 acres remaining. According to Ops Center, we have 22 acres left here.
I bet we get Jim full, then the rest will fit pretty easy in the cart. How much do you have in the cart now on it?
36,000.
So we're discussing whether Jim needs to come back with another truck or if it's all going to fit in what we've got here. Well, that's it. That's another day. Got some acres knocked out today, even with the long move. Oh, the cat just wants to talk to Onyx and it won't come to me. Fine, I see how it is. Well, that's it. Kind of a boring day for me. Like I say, that's a good thing, I guess. But once we get going on corn and the bushels start moving faster and we got more guys out here, be a lot more stuff happening then. So for now, we'll have a few more days of hopefully boring, easy going. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I always appreciate it. See you guys in the next one. Home is where you make it. Also, you should look into becoming an FBN member and keep it between the rows. I thought you were my friend, Buzzer. Thought we had something.